Right, Blake Cooper here, Equalizer. I wanted to make a video to quickly show you through the platform. Something I've been wanting to do basically since launch, and as a lot of you probably already know, been very busy getting on top of things as we had a few things to concentrate on there. So what I want to really go through here is the concepts around Equalizer and really how the platform is built and why it is built in the way it is. So it's a little bit different to what you're probably used to if you've already dealt with a DEX like in the Phantom space, Spooky Swap, or say Uni V2 DEX or something like that, where you put your liquidity on there and the liquidity actually compounds into itself based on the fees and grows, okay, depending on the pool balance. But with this DEX, it's actually about purchasing, or either purchasing or farming the token, locking it and getting the fees in another section, which is the reward section. So I'm just going to sort of try and work through a simple approach to understanding exactly all of the areas that the contracts are connected to within the site. So I suppose we can definitely start at liquidity. This is where people can add liquidity. They'd go into here, manage it, create a pool. And this is probably for your more advanced people that have either got liquidity in Phantom and or Equal now, or Phantom and USDC. They've probably been farming for a while and they understand the concepts of impermanent loss and everything like that. Okay, though what normally happens in a standard DEX is these people are rewarded with the fees. That's what circulates and allows or incentivizes these people. And in some cases they have this farming token that just gets sent out but doesn't really have utility, okay? What Equalizer does differently is it takes on a model that allows for the token price to dictate how much liquidity can be on the platform, and basically it sends that token to the liquidity providers, and then you get the fees if you have that equal token yourself and you lock it away in a section that we've got here, which is the vesting section. Now, so what I'm going to do something simple. I'm going to take you through all the steps. You don't need to necessarily know how to create a liquidity pool, but what you will want to do if you want to receive the fees that are normally available to these guys, but in this case you get 100% of them, you'll want to come on and have a look at this process. So what we do is we obviously want to buy some Equal, or, well, if you're not going to participate in the farming side or the liquidity side, then you're not just going to get Equal, right? So you need to purchase it in this case. So let's just say we'll just get 276 Equal. We'll swap them. We'll come in here. Obviously, it's going to perform the transaction. Just takes a couple of seconds with MetaMask there. Confirm it. Once you've confirmed it, and if it's your first time, it'll ask you for an approval and then confirmation. So once you've approved it, you're going to wait and it will give you those Equal tokens. Now, I've already been buying a few Equal as well, so there is some extra there. But let's just say we come along, right, and we want to vest. We want to create a lock. We want to create, basically here, your voting power token, which will allow you to have the fees for the pool you vote on. So, we can either, if you've already got an NFT or VE Equal sitting here that you are using, then you can obviously lock more and vote with it. But let's consider that you've never done this before, and we come on and we lock up. I think we bought just over about 200 Equal, maybe it's 270. Let's just lock 200 up for now. We lock it on a 26-week time frame if we want max voting power. Now, it's not very long because in a lot of platforms, you're probably waiting for about a 4-year vest period. With Equal, we give it to you over the short 26-week period that you can lock it for, or you can use the 6.5 or the 13 weeks. But basically, depending on how long you lock for, will be how much voting power. So you'll only have half your voting power if you lock for the 13 weeks. Lock for the 26, get yourself the full 200 VE equal, right? So we lock it up. It's another transaction over here. Should only take a couple of seconds. Just bear with me while it goes through. So we pop that through. Obviously there's a little bit of FTM gas required, but FTM is a great platform because basically you're not spending a lot on gas. So it's pretty important to consider that when you're doing a lot of sort of transactions, it's nice to be on a platform where it doesn't cost you a fortune in gas. And that's obviously dependent on the network at the time. I was going to go into a more extensive bit and show you what it's like to see the gas tracker, but let's leave that for other videos. So we've created that vest. It should be my last VE NFT. Now don't worry if it says 194. Every VE NFT is locked on the first day of the epoch or the week before, which is the Thursday at 12 a.m. UTC. Okay, so it always, unless you're locking it on that day, it'll always be a little bit less. But you can be assured that it's the full amount. It's just a little bit less because we're a bit further down that path. It's actually unlocking because it unlocks over that 26 weeks. So what we do then is we come in and we vote. Okay. The reason we're going to vote is because we need to direct the equal emissions that come out every week from the platform, and we need to vote them into one of the pairs. Now, to look at something like this, you're going to want to find the high volume pairs. You're going to want to look around on tools like DEX Screener and things like that. Now, DEX Screener, I'll just bring it up just to give you a quick overview, is a really good place to come on and understand what the volumes are, because the volumes are going to dictate how much you get, right? Now, I'm just quickly going to go to our DEX, which obviously being new is showing as unknown, but you can see at the moment the top pairs, the top volume pairs. So you'd want to possibly vote on these, or at least find pairs that haven't got a lot of votes, but you can definitely get the fees from, all right? Because you're going to direct the emissions, but you're going to get the fees, okay? Or the bribes if people have set up bribes, okay? So people can bribe for you to vote for them, okay? Just think of it as a brown paper bag, and if you vote for them, then you're going to get those bribes and all the fees for the week. So we choose one of them here. I'm going to do the vote. We'll pop this vote here on that one there, cast the vote. Pop through, again, another transaction. So every time you do a transaction, like a vote, you can set the vote. If you're not getting lots of bribes through on that pair, like the Phantom USDC pair shouldn't have a lot of actual bribes on it, then it's fine to just just do a one-time vote. But if you start to notice bribes coming through and you want to take advantage of them, you will have to vote every week, okay? But the main thing that you can do here is come on, have a look, votes cast now, it's gone to that. Now, I'm just going to go through and show you where the fees accrue, right? So this is like your, let's call it your reward system that you can, now you can either take that, create liquidity with it, and then farm it yourself for more equal, or you can get these fees and then you can keep the tokens, or in some cases the fees you'll find. I'm just trying to find actually the one that I have created a little bit earlier today. So I purchased all this equal today, and already we're starting to see the fees coming through for the pair that it's voted on. So you can see here we've got 38 cents. And this hasn't been running for very long. I know it's 23,000 VE equal, but then we've got the 2.227 FTM. So we're getting fees every time someone does a swap on the exchange. And it's as simple as hitting this to claim your fees, and the transaction will be done and those fees will go to your wallet. Now, I won't bore you with watching another transaction, but I think it's important to see that the gas is quite low. FDM, 21 cents at the moment per token, and you're using 0.07 of an FTM to do this transaction. So as you can see, like, I'm just trying to work out the math, but that's about less than 2 cents, right? So let's just think really how efficient it is to be able to vote on this platform. So we'll go back to swaps. What we're basically doing, as we showed you, was we were purchasing equal, we were then going along, going to the vest section, creating the lock, then we're voting, and once we've done that, we're just waiting for our rewards to come in. We get an opportunity to get rewards on a token or a locked token that, in other words, you would have to be much more complex in most circumstances doing the farming aspect. So I think it's hopefully a good walkthrough to show you through the functions that are available here, and they basically are connecting to the smart contracts to allow you to do these things without having to do it by manually interacting with the contract. So the contracts are set in the background, and this interacts, and we approve our transactions through the MetaMask. So thanks for watching, and hopefully you learn a little bit there, and you can see the value of getting equal, locking it, voting, and getting fees.